Michelle, let's start with which categories are performing the way you want them to and which categories you would like to see do better.
Yeah, so Emily, it's great to be here. And we are really pleased with our Q4 results. We've seen sequential improvement in our top line. And I think importantly, we're seeing strengthening on the bottom line, profitability. We'll talk a bit about the strategy, but really it's two-pronged, both how we accelerate our growth, but then also how we drive our sales more profitably. As it relates to what we're seeing on the top line, we're seeing categories that have actually strengthened during the pandemic continue to perform, and those are squarely in our new strategy that we just shared in October. So categories like active, we're broadening that, Emily, to active, athleisure, the outdoor lifestyle. We've announced new brands like Eddie Bauer coming in, our own brand Flex. The home category continues to perform very well, and we see that trend continue again. Kohl's is very well positioned there. And we are seeing the area we've been really focused on has been the women's business and how to revitalize that business. It's roughly 25% of our business. We have parts of that business that are doing quite well, like active, athleisure, and the intimates business. We just announced Calvin Klein yesterday, as a matter of fact, in the intimates and loungewear. And then in more traditional apparel, we have a bold new approach. We've exited 10 brands. We are amplifying the brands that are working. We're reducing choices. We're improving the merchandising experience. So as we look at the playbook going forward into 2021 and beyond, we really do see those categories really contributing to our growth, as well as, of course, the transformation afoot with beauty and the launch of Sephora later this year.
Now, that said, you have been facing this pressure from an activist group. They say the board lacks retail experience. They want to name 9 new directors. They're calling out stagnant sales. You've pushed back against this heavily. But if they keep up the pressure, how do you plan to respond?
Well, first off, I would say, Emily, that we have been engaged in dialogue. We want to have constructive dialogue and find common ground. Last week, they did launch a public proxy contest and announced the change of control, take control of the board with 9 directors. And that is not something we're supportive of. Our board has been instrumental in the pivot we're making. They've been agents of change. They've supported the management team and the investments in technology, the foundation we've built that has allowed us to navigate the pandemic. But I think more importantly, sets us up for what's ahead with this bold new strategy of being the leader and the destination for the active and wellness lifestyle. So that includes the top line initiatives we've been talking about, as well as the profitability initiatives that are gaining lots of traction in terms of margin and our expense management technology, by the way, underpinning all of that with a roadmap that, as we've shared, by 2023, getting our operating margin to 7 to 8% while also driving the top line growth.
Meantime, such an interesting backdrop. You've got Texas and Mississippi today opening up 100%, lifting the mask mandate. Some people say it is too soon, way too soon. Then you also have President Biden saying that there will be vaccine supply for all U.S. adults by May. How are you using this information to make your decisions, especially when the future of Kohl's, as you've told us, involves not just physical, but digital strategy?
Yeah, no, I do believe all that data is informing how we think about the year ahead. As we guided today for 2021, we're expecting mid-teen sales growth, and we are expecting our operating margin to expand to 4.5% to 5% on our way to 7 to 8. Like I was just saying, we also announced return to shareholders and reinstating our dividend and some share buyback. So we are feeling good. I mean, we have a strong business model, Emily. We have a strong cash generating business. That's what gives us the confidence as we enter into the year with the momentum we have with our strategies and the fundamental changes that we are making. And everything we're seeing and hearing from our customers and the broad macro environment is the key strategies that are working for us right now as we start the year, like active, our profitability initiatives, home, those really carry us into the first half of the year. And the second half, and some of the announcements today around vaccine availability, I mean, we do believe that that's going to be a key part of opening up the economy again and consumers getting more comfortable going out and shopping in stores. You know, for us, Emily, we have an incredible and a powerful omni-channel platform. So we've been pleased with the digital acceleration, 40% of our business as we sit here today. But for Kohl's, our differentiation is really our store base. 1,160 stores across the country, 95% off mall, very convenient. It's allowed us to embrace not only buy online, pick up in store very conveniently for our customers, but things like curbside that was readily adopted by our consumers. We were one of the first in our industry to launch that with our customers. And those conveniences are going to continue. So I feel like we're really set up because as you know, people feel safe again, they're going to want to shop, they're going to want to travel, go to restaurants, update their wardrobe. And I think we're, again, really set up for when that takes hold.
The Amazon partnership brought in 2 million new customers, a third of whom were millennials. How important are millennials to your growth, given that millennials aren't necessarily going to department stores of their own volition?
Well, first of all, what I'd say is we serve 60 million plus customers today. You know, as we like to say, 80% of Americans live within 15 miles of a Kohl's. So we serve lots of demographics, including millions of millennials today. As we look forward, though, it is important to invite that base of customers into Kohl's, as well as continue to drive loyalty with our existing customer of all demographics. But that younger customer is part of our plan, and Amazon is contributing to it, as you just said. And then initiatives we have across the store, especially Sephora, which does over-index in that younger customer relative to our core base today. And we're going to do lots of things, even some of the new brands like Calvin Klein we just announced yesterday, also do speak to that younger customer. But for us, it's a balance, right? We want to speak to our core base as well as that younger customer, because like I said, over 60 million customers, and we serve many, many diverse families across America.